my man Brandon Graham say? She don't want no little puppy. She want big dog.
Yeah.
Yo, fly, Eagles, fly. What are they going to say now? What are they going to say now?
They can't say nothing. Nothing. You can't say nothing.
Bro,
I dare you to.
I have to admit, I did not see a win of this caliber. I did not think it was possible. I didn't think the league was going to let it happen. I didn't think the Chiefs was going to let it happen. I mean, I know Ethan called it. My wife said she thought it was going to be a blowout. My father-in-law said he thought he gave the score 35-21. He wasn't far off. Bro, this thing was beautiful, bro. I mean, all facets of the game, we played well. It was nothing we really did wrong that you could pinpoint and say, yo, such and such ain't do this, such and such ain't do that. Jalen played well. Saquon, they were stacking the box, but he did what he was supposed to do. He actually had some great catches for some first down conversions that he kept, the drive alive. Yep. He pounded, wore the team down, set him up so Jalen could pop the top like he did with Smitty, so he could pop the top on the run. Had a couple great runs because they were so worried about Saquon. It's like, yo, pick your poison. You going to go with Saquon? You going to go with Jalen? He capitalized on some of them. Jalen managed the pocket well. He didn't get happy feet early. He ran when it was time to run. He was thrown on a rope, thrown on a dot. I mean, this is it. We are your Philadelphia Eagles, and we are the world champions of the NFL. Holla at your boy, man. Holla if you hear me. Holla if you hear me, man. I remember 2 years ago.
You know what? But you know what's you know what's funny though is for the past 10 weeks or so, I felt like the Eagles was clearly the best team in the league. Only issue, and what you looking crazy for? I don't know what you've been saying, but we've been saying that. Once we saw the defense dominating like this, it was never a question, in my opinion, it was never a question that the offense could be good. We knew they had all the weapons. They put everything on the offense. When the defense started balling on the level that they started balling on, there was nobody, to me, there was nobody. I told you I wasn't worried about Detroit. I wasn't worried about none of them other teams. The only thing I was worried about is that the refs was going to take control of this because we was playing the Chiefs. The Eagles are clearly, the Eagles are stacked. They're stacked offensively and defensively right now.
They are. They are.
What you got,
Ethan? You muted if you were saying something, Ethan.
You saying something? Or you want me to jump in? Because I'll be.
Go ahead, you can jump in. I was talking to my wife. She making all this noise. She did all the screaming and hollering. Like I was looking to the screaming and hollering out.
Wait, when Jalen came on TV and she started screaming and hollering when they showed Jalen?
Yeah. That's a crazy.
Ethan was sitting next to her. She was like, Jalen on. Shut up.
Oh, wait, Tim, before you go too, I do want to say this. Jalen, I apologize. Yeah, he still don't. No, but I'm gonna say.
No.
Let me finish saying what I'm gonna say. I'm not giving no hate. I felt like I wanted a quarterback with the rocket arm. He don't got the rocket arm, but he got everything else. He got everything else with that. He's a leader. He never seems like he's sweating in a situation. And then when you have even when he does stuff like with the whole thing with AJ with Brown and all that other stuff, he just sits there and he does what he has to do. So and he don't get hyped. The media and everybody else get all hyped up. I know you doing. I don't know, that threw me off for a second. But everybody get all hyped up when they see something. See AJ gonna ruin the team. Now Hurts gonna be mad at him. Now they gotta get traded. Hurts just laughed that stuff off and he says little old head jokes and he keep it moving. You got the Bulls a bona fide leader. I don't, even if his stats wasn't the greatest out the roof, he controlled that game. The defense controlled the game. Let's not get it twisted. But Jalen did everything he was supposed to do. And I'm not just going to say manager because people take it when you say manager in a derogatory way, but he does what needs to be done. When they had to pass it, they pass it. Check down, make the runs when you read the runs, didn't run too much. He played an excellent game. He played a perfect game, in my opinion.
All hats off to Jalen Hurts, man. I pushed him to greatness.
No,
that's all I was doing.
No. What you say?
Hurts.
No. What you say?
I was never a Hurts hater.
You were a Hurts hater.
I was never. I was never a Hurts.
All
I said was I want. Hold on. Can I talk? God goodness. All I said was I want him to do this better. I want him to do that better. Remember, I want him to beat the blitz.
No.
He was eating the blitz up tonight too. These are things I wanted him to do better, and he did.
No, me and Tim not good. No, me and Tim
that's why we here.
You're not gonna let you off the hook. Me and Tim got tech. We had tech.
I told you we was gonna blow him out. No, man, Chiefs too good, coach. Man, they got Andy Reid.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Scared to death. I told you what we was going to do.
That's fine.
You talked about his mom and his unborn children.
Yes,
I have documentation.
That's Joel Embiid. I ain't never talk about Hurts.
You talked about we got text of you saying Hurts is dumb. He cheeks. He trash. He goofy. We got text. Me and Tim, because we gonna put them all on blast and show everybody what you're saying. So I need apologies. Wayne gave us apologies. I need your apology.
Well, I say that about everybody when they're not playing well.
No, you never said that about nobody else.
Never Hurts hater.
You never said that about your boy.
We are the champions.
I want apologies for everybody. Go ahead, Tim. Tim.
I'm accepting the Jalen Hurts apologies, by the way. But X-Men, I appreciate you. He said, Ethan, you did not push nothing. You just admit you was wrong. He was wrong too. He said, I was wrong too. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
I pushed him to greatness.
Thank you, MOTC. Thank you. Go ahead, Tim. Finish.
All right. What I want to do is I want to go back and let's go through the game. Let's start with the first possession of the game.
Okay. We cheated on that pass interference.
When they cheated us on that pass interference, that was a bogus call. Then I
started worrying a little bit.
I definitely got scared.
And then they gave us a nice little bogus call on the back end. But that drive was once I saw, first of all, I knew we was okay based off of that NFC Championship game that Jalen had. When he played well that last game, I said, okay, he's back to being an old Jalen. And so I knew I was fully comfortable. We all had a problem. We all thought that the rest was going to play a big game, a big part of the game, and they didn't. They let them play, and you saw what happened. I gotta get my MVP in case I forget. Jalen played well. He got the MVP. But that defensive coordinator might have to be the MVP of the game, because Fangio called a heck of a game, man.
Yes, he did.
He called a heck of a game. I mean, there was nothing that Mahomes looked just like Tampa did 3 years ago when they lost to Tampa in that Super Bowl. He looked the same exact way. But I still might.
You know why you right? Blankenship actually said at the end of the game when they interviewed him. He said they did exactly what we was told they was going to do. He said they didn't change. He said they did exactly. So the scouting report was there. They said, "Yo, this is what they like to do. This is in a wheelhouse. They don't step too far out of this. This is the plays that you need to look for." He said they did exactly what we thought they was going to do. So that means this was a well-prepared, well-coached team going in. You're absolutely right. I got to give credit to Kellen Moore. He called a great offensive game plan. I got to give credit to Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is say what you want to say about Nick, and everybody talk about his goofy antics and all that kind of stuff like that. But he puts everybody in position, and he's the glue that brings everybody together. I have to get an
apology from Tim about Nick Sirianni.
Yes, Tim. Not until you apologize. We give it first. We gotta go in order. You gotta apologize to Jalen, and Tim gotta apologize to Nick.
Is Tim gonna apologize to Nick Sirianni?
Go ahead, Tim.
No. I can't apologize. No, hear me out, because if y'all want to be clear, Nick Sirianni was doing a lot of goofy things. He had on-the-job training. He was able to mess up and then get himself together. It wasn't like he was just playing. He was just this great coach, and I was just hating on him.
It was all part of the show. It was all part of. See, but nobody can't say that.
Oh, wait a minute. But you can't, because Sirianni came in around the same time as Jalen, right? And started taking off the same. Wasn't Nick? And you was always saying young Jalen when he was having a bad time. Nick Sirianni was young too.
Let's give
and he got the respect of this team.
Podcast.
Let's give a shout out first for A. Yo, thanks for the super chat bracelet. Thank God for Vic Fangio who beat Andy Reid. They remember how they were saying Vic Fangio. I agree with Ethan too. Ethan said something that profound. They said Vic Fangio was 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes, either say, you know what that means? You got to lose sooner or later. The odds is against you, and that's facts, and that's exactly what happened. The reason why you got to give Nick Sirianni props, because regardless of what you say, how goofy he was, in that goofy time that you was talking about, he's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. And that goofy stint that you talked about, he's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. So with all that,
and should have won 2.
It should have, in fact, should be 2-0 in them Johns. But like I said, we started this force.
Defense. If we had that same defense, we would have been 2-0.
No.
Possibly been 2-0 too.
That penalty in that carpet or whatever they want to call it.
That catch that they took away from Smitty, that John they gagged us with before the halftime. But listen, it makes it almost a little sweeter that they gagged us that 2022 Super Bowl. It almost makes this revenge game a little bit sweeter, man. And the way
both our wins been revenge games.
Facts. The other one took a little bit longer to happen. This came a little bit quicker, but they both was revenge games.
But you know what? Y'all was talking about player that like MVP, and I know they wouldn't give him I know they're not gonna give it to him.
Hold on.
But to me, I thought
started live. Hold on.
The person that I really felt made a big difference in this game early on. I know we got the usual names, but to me, Sweat was balling. Sweat had 2.5 sacks. He had 2 tackles and I think he was the one that hit that was bringing the pressure that hit and bumped into Mahomes when he threw the pick 6. Like Sweat was like early on in that game, Sweat was all over the place and he was disrupting everything.
Isaiah Rodgers started live.
Isaiah Rodgers.
That's a Meek Mills in the locker room right now.
Oh no! Yo, why Nick?
They don't want to be in the locker room with Meek Mills. Watch out!
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo, Nick tweeted. He said it's really cool that Tom Brady got to be there for the Eagles' 2 Super Bowl wins. He got a good luck charm.
Yo, I'm telling y'all, nobody was happier than Tom Brady watching this happen, bro.
Oh yeah,
nobody was happier than Tom Brady outside of Eagles fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tom Brady was ecstatic. He did not want to see Patrick Mahomes.
He couldn't even hide it.
He tried to. He tried to for a long time, but toward the end, you could tell he was giddy. Yeah. And I can't be mad at him. In all honesty, somebody said it earlier. I think it was Make 'Em Pay. He said Patriots shouldn't even been in the Super Bowl, and that's facts. The Patriots.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. All year they got by the hair of their chin. More refs than their gameplay, to be honest with you. Same thing happened in the Buffalo game. A lot of questionable calls went their way. We probably should have been playing Buffalo for real. But either team, I honestly think we'd have put belt to behind on either team that we played. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think it would be
the best team in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's facts.
I told y'all that's going in. I said we are. Remember, somebody was on here. Maybe that's after the Sixers game. I kept saying we are the better team. They kept saying how. That I don't think they on here no more.
Yeah, it was Phil. I think it was Phil W. Phil W. I think was saying that.
No, they were saying make Jalen throw. Make Jalen throw the ball. Make him.
We're going to talk about that Kendrick Lamar halftime show too, but we got to talk more about this game for a minute. But go ahead.
I like how they stayed to the plan though. Eagles sometimes get away from stuff. You still keep running that ball because you have to make them respect the run in the pass. Just that would really that pass to Devontae Smith, beautiful by Jalen Hurts.
That was
perfectly
nice.
timed. Got the defense right where you wanted them because everybody was cheating up for that run. Swore you was going to hand the ball to Saquon Barkley right over the top. And
I think I was the first one to say Hurts, and me, in my opinion, Hurts' accuracy on the deep ball is second to none. Even though that deep ball Mahomes threw late in the game to the ball, which we call was crazy. That joint was like 60 yards downfield, and he threw that joint on a dot.
But our backups were all in at that time.
No, regardless, that ball was
nice. Just about the pass itself. Yeah,
the pass itself was perfect. But Jalen had a couple of passes, well, at least 2, because he had the one to AJ Brown that they called back, and then he had the one to Smitty. I mean, he dropped that joint straight in the bucket. Even the one to the funny thing was the one to AJ Brown, the touchdown on the slant route. I think we all seen. I don't know about y'all, but I saw AJ break open. As soon as I saw AJ run across the field, I'm like, AJ. Then he threw it to AJ. I said, this is it. This is beautiful.
And the crazy thing is, early in the year, he wouldn't throw that pass. Early in the year, he wouldn't throw it.
I agree.
Why you think he threw it now?
because remember AJ Brown is skinny corner. Remember
AJ when AJ called him out and Tim was ready to crack. Tim was ready to run AJ out of town.
Yeah, they cornered him in the locker room and said, "Bro, listen, we got one more time for you to do this foolishness. We got one more time." And he straightened up.
Yeah.
Straightened up.
So
what is it about Jalen Hurts that he don't get the props? Is it because he don't have all the flashy numbers and
that's why?
It's the numbers.
That's why.
And the big arm.
People are enamored. People are enamored with the numbers in the era of numbers. We live in an era of numbers where people are enamored with the number. He only threw 18 touchdowns this year. So when you see something like that and you see your running back running for 2,000, they want to take credit away from you. But one thing that Jalen has done since he's been here is won. He's been in the playoffs every year. He's been a starter.
He's been eating W's every year.
He's been in the Super Bowl 2 times in 4 years. That's every other year.
And he protects the ball. And I think that was one of the things, like an argument, like when it was about between him and Josh Allen before, that was the main thing brought up, Josh Allen with the turnovers. We felt that they had similar tools. So we see where when Jalen, and that's what I'm saying, like when we say about Jalen being a manager, like I said, it's not necessarily disrespectful. I forget who, it might have been Tom Brady or something, or one of them football guys that was talking about like a game manager. I think it was Cam talking about a game manager is a good thing. That's what you're supposed to manage the game as a quarterback.
It's still like a backhanded compliment, though.
But it's not real. No, but I'm saying you can still drop down and manage the game like a point guard manages the game. You don't got to be the dude that's putting up big old numbers. You don't got to be considered a great point guard. You know what I'm saying? You setting everybody else up, and you got the team in control, and you running the team. I think that's what Jalen does well.
Hey Phil, sex all your homies the link to the podcast so they can join in. He said it's like a movie out here, so he must be out in the streets.
It is a movie out. It is. I was out there. It's wild.
Listen, real talk. I think I'm gonna jump in the whip after the pod. I'm gonna circle the block.
We all going out.
It's a couple boys' houses. It's a couple boys' houses. I gotta circle the block on. I think I'm gonna circle the block with a couple Eagles haters. You know what I mean, real quick before I close my evening.
This we should do. We should drop the location where we all meeting for the parade on the parade day.
Oh yeah.
And everybody come down, we'll all come down, meet and walk that parade.
What the weather gonna be like? What I gotta see what the weather gonna be like.
I don't care what the weather is.
I'm old. Listen, man, y'all hold. See, y'all getting all hype and stuff about Super. I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? We don't do nothing but go to Super Bowls and then win them joints. I mean, even before that, we was doing, you know what I'm saying?
I will say
conference finals. Like, we win in this city, bro. And Eagles win. I'm used to this.
Is this team the greatest Philadelphia Eagles team in history?
Yes.
That defense, I mean, because we're good on defense and offense.
That defense. I mean, listen, but you're going to have to pay people.
I mean,
you want to pay people. Baun, Zach Baun, got to pay him. You can't keep everybody. Even Milt Williams got the fumble.
Is Josh Sweat up
Milt Williams get the fumble? What you
I
say?
think Josh Sweat going to be out of here.
Well, he just played himself into a big contract.
Slay, he said he probably be going because he won another big contract. He said the Eagles probably won't get it to him. So
he probably want one more year.
Yeah, he
Eagles got a lot of D-backs.
They should have signed Baun. They played themselves on Baun. They could have got Baun on the cheap, but they didn't know he was gonna have this kind of year. But they could have got him for like pennies on a dollar. Now he's gonna get like $10-12 million a year.
Oh yeah, Baun gonna get paid. He was a runner-up for defensive MVP. Probably should have won defensive MVP for real.
The good thing is you still got Cooper.
Cooper,
you still got Cooper, and you still got Quinyon for a couple of years before you got to pay them.
Yeah,
and Isaiah Rodgers. Isaiah Rodgers still young. I don't think he's up for a contract yet, neither is he?
Yes, he is.
I think he's gonna be out starting outside corner.
He gonna take Slate's spot.
Yeah, no, I said, is he up for a contract?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Oh,
you're free agent.
Oh yeah, we got
Cooper not an outside corner. Cooper not an outside corner though.
Yeah,
it's not. And I told y'all, my man Maddox came through tonight. I told y'all was giving up on Maddox. Bulls was calling him behind and all this stuff like that. I said, Maddox still got something in the tank, and he came up with a huge touchdown stop.
Cooper's still better than him though. Cooper better.
I just thought Maddox, because Maddox stayed getting hurt. He was like
Cooper's better. You got to admit Cooper's better at this point, at this junction of his career. He's better.
He's just younger. He's younger.
Yo, come on, hold up. First of all, imagine how he must feel. Ain't it supposed to be his day? You know what I'm saying? The day he was born on. Then he get out there. His first interception in an NFL game is a pick six in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. I know he had to be. It had to be surreal to him. He couldn't have knew. He couldn't really know what the moment was like at that moment. He had to think. He got to think back on that. He gonna be like the night he just gonna wake up.
You like,
he gonna wake up tonight like, yo.
Then he got to think, is that ball really coming to me?
You're really right.
I told y'all. I said, and this is what I said. They gonna force Patrick to make mistakes. I didn't want to hear that either. Even Patrick don't turn the ball over. All this other stuff.
I mean, in my defense,
different.
In my defense, Patrick has been to the Super Bowl. This is his 5th trip, and he's been to the playoffs every year and the AFC Championship every year. They only got blown out one time until today. So I was going off more of a history of the team, but I did underestimate the impact that this D-line and his defense was going to have on the game. Vic Fangio, like Tim said, caught a masterful game plan. Yeah. The team was ready. It was funny. Blankenship said he was trolling Cooper Dejean before that pick. He was saying how he don't get picks in big games. That's what they were saying to him. And sure enough, he came up with the biggest pick in his career right now, and it was a pick 6. When he turned the corner, I mean, we went off. The crib was, I mean, we was in there jumping and high five. I'm tackling people. I tackled my father-in-law. Yo, it was beautiful, man. Beautiful, bro. This thing, oh my goodness, I lost my voice. We was screaming everything, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Listen, the feeling to be a Philly fan. I don't want to get into this on here, but to hate the Eagles is just, that's crazy to me. And you live in a city. Yeah, to be a Philly fan, you ride back, you like, the energy, everybody in the streets blowing the horn. You don't get this if you're a Tampa fan. You don't go down there and feel that energy. You don't get this if you're a Raiders fan. I don't know what y'all fans of, but I'm just throwing some teams out there. You know what I mean?
Reggie,
that sound like very specific.
You don't get this if you're a Dallas fan. You can't. You know what I mean? Like you at home, yeah, your team won. But listen,
you walking around and you mad. You walking around and you mad because everybody else happy and you.
Yeah, the energy of the city is crazy.
Oh yeah, we took over New Orleans, by the way.
They close schools tomorrow.
They did.
You did?
Yeah.
No, I know out here they got. Did they close it all?
Yeah, they closed schools.
I know they were saying half. I know they were saying like a late start.
Philadelphia school district is closed. Wow.
Listen, you got to on a win, bro. You know how many kids were staying up late. First of all, let me get a shout out to my man Tim Robinson, man. I don't know if we shouted my man Tim Rob out, man.
Yeah, I was with Tim tonight.
Yeah, he lost his mom, man. So he texted me early in this week, man. He said I need this win more than anything, man. So this win, this was a special win. This is also a special win for the young boy. Remember who got hit by the shrapnel when the plane crashed in Northeast Philadelphia, who dove in front of his sister. He said when he woke up from the hospital, he thought he was asleep. He thought he missed the Super Bowl. He said, yo, what happened? Who won the Super Bowl? Yeah. And he asked 2 questions. He said, who won the Super Bowl?
That young boy's a hero too, man.
He is. He said, who won the Super Bowl? And is my sister okay? They said, your sister's fine. And no, that we didn't play the Super Bowl yet. You didn't miss it. So this.
Well, you won it now, youngin'.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful, bro. This is it. This is what it's all about. We root hard. We live every game. And I know what Ethan's saying sometimes when he crucial or hurts. I know sometimes it's the passion. He was a little bit too crucial to my liking. But I understand what he's saying because you want every game, every down, every play. You want it so bad. And that game, the game that really aged me 2 years was that Rams game. That Rams game came down to the wire. That joint had me. I ain't tell a lot of this. My young boy, even after he won, he broke down. Like that game was so emotional. He just gave way to tears. He was like, "Yo, like I can't believe it." It was so stressful, man. But that's why I was glad that Washington game wasn't close. I couldn't take another stressful game. And this game was just a cherry on top. Like, and I was talking to my man Wayne Prevart. Shout out to him. That's a name we ain't heard in a long time. I was talking to him, and he said if the Eagles play Washington, the Chiefs, like they did Washington, the Chiefs don't stand a chance. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Beautiful.
This team got too many monsters on defense, bro. And hold up, we can't let the pod go by without shouting out the man that then did this twice now, Howie. Howie got a lot of grief over the years, rightfully so, with a lot of things.
I agree.
But ever since ever since Howie said we're going to stop, I think it was like the J.J. Ortega-Whiteside and Rieger drafts, and after that, they said, you know what? Instead of drafting for what we think we need, we going to draft for the best available player. And they started doing that, and they started getting dudes like Jordan Davis and other D-Tech. I'm forgetting names and stuff right now. But when they started doing that and even look at our cornerbacks that they drafted this year, they took the best available players and they players. So
I will say Cooper DeJean was a little bit of a stretch. Like, I know he was a great athlete and all that, but he wasn't like a very high on people's boards. That was a little bit of a reach, but I mean, what a reach was it?
I thought he was. I thought he thought the Rams was going to take him, but once they didn't, he grabbed.
Yeah, they was real high. They was high on Cooper DeJean.
I thought he. I mean, I know he was a great athlete, but what school? I don't even think was it school. Where did he come
Iowa.
from?
I think he was in like North Iowa.
Yeah, the conference he was in wasn't really popping like that. So I mean, he wasn't like a dude like a Quignon and nothing. Like he wasn't really. He was good if you know what I'm saying, but he wasn't crazy like this was undeniable pick type John. But nonetheless, before I give credit to Howie, I actually gotta give credit to the Bull, Lurie. Lurie's a great owner. The Bull's a great owner. He spends the money and he stays out the way. This is why Dallas is so garbage, because the Bull, what's his name?
Jerry Jones
is so adamant on running the franchise and playing it like it's fantasy football. He don't really understand the ins and outs to make a team great. He struck lightning in the bottle with Jimmy Johnson, and from that point forward, you couldn't tell him nothing. That was the worst thing that ever happened to him. They won 3 Super Bowls underneath Jimmy Johnson's reign. Now you couldn't tell him nothing. He make all the best decisions, this, that, and the third. And ever since then, the team's been outright garbage. And I love it. But this shows you that great ownership is needed to be a winning franchise. So shout out to Lurie as well too.
The other thing,
and stay out of the way.
The other thing Lurie do, I don't know if that's the right word for it, like innovative, like how you said, like Jerry Jones stuck with this is how football is, this, that, and like you look at all the moves that Lurie's made since he's been the owner. Like you get Andy Reid, who wasn't even an offensive coordinator, he was a quarterback coach, and you make him the head coach and basically running your organization. You know what I'm saying? A big part of running your organization all these years, and see how great he was. Like just all the other things, even with the stuff like with them doing the solar stuff down there and the wind turbines down there, like he just is always down with trying to go ahead and do stuff, and he give those guys the freedom to go out and do that, and it makes for the Eagles to have a great organization.
He was even innovative with his wife.
Just this year though, the props for the Eagles, we beat Joe Burrow, we beat Lamar Jackson, we beat Patrick Mahomes, we beat Jayden McDaniels twice, and we beat Matthew Stafford.
Our defense is great.
The Eagles, so as is Jalen. Jalen went up there. He was the quarterback going against those.
But see, you can't see. All right, I'm not taking that from Jalen. But when you make that and you naming all these quarterbacks, it's the defense that faces the quarterbacks.
Because they always do that. They always say Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. They always say Josh Allen versus Lamar. They always do that. So when I do a comparison between Jalen and those quarterbacks, we can't say, "Oh no, defense." No, I
don't do that with them either, though. I don't do that. It's the defense that has to go against them. That's how, when you got a great defense, when they can go up against all the top quarterbacks and be clamping them. It's not now. If we was getting in shootouts, if we're getting in shootouts with the other teams, it's different.
Everything you see on television, they always had those two quarterbacks. How did they do? How did they compare? So we could, if they could do it, we can compare the same thing.
No, listen, fellas, I'm not taking no rips at Jalen. I just said Jalen may be the best quarterback in Eagles history already.
He is.
He can be debated right now. Only reason I'm saying McNabb got some big numbers, you know what I'm saying, with the Eagles and stuff. Jalen ain't been here that long. But he been to 2 Super Bowls and won 1. So so I'm not ripping him. I'm just saying I know what Tim. You don't even need to use that argument about Jalen. You can just talk about what Jalen has done this year. But that argument makes no sense. But
it does, because if everybody is doing it on television, then why does it make sense when we do it on podcast?
Shout out to JK Jacqueline Kemp. Thank you for the super chat. She said, "Fly just fly." Eagles put BTA. That's what we did. That's what we did. I mean, it was we put belt to behind, man. It was plain and simple. This game with this game. I mean, it started out like that. That's what happened. That's what happened. It started out like that, and it never turned around. I mean, to Tim's credit, Jalen, right now, you have to put him in top 5. You have to.
No,
After this run, I know MOTC, he not in top. No, he better than Herbert. You got to take him over Burrow. You got to take him over Allen. And you got to take him over Lamar. I love Lamar. Yep. But at the end of the day, in that crucial game against Buffalo, Lamar turned the ball over 2 times. He had a fumble and interception, which ultimately led to their demise. Now, I know he made a pass and the ball dropped and all that, but honestly, they probably wouldn't even been in that situation if Lamar didn't turn that ball over. Every big game, Lamar has a crucial turnover to send them home.
Yes.
So you cannot put Lamar over Jalen Hurts right now, who did not turn the ball over only 1 time in this playoff run that we just had. That wins games. That wins games. So listen, he balled out, bro. Thank you, man. Sorry, congratulations, Eagles. He did it. Bro. This is beautiful. Shout out.
He did. Listen, he did ball out. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the league. All he does is wins. I don't care about the numbers and stuff like that. Yep. He wins football games. And Patrick Mahomes looked human today. Eagles did their thing. But about even though Saquon didn't get off today, is his still the best running back year ever?
Yes. He had the most yards total. He had the most total yards.
So now for him not try, remember he had the argument about should he go for the record? Does this make up for not going for the record?
He got the record for real, because it might not be the 16, 17 game
regular season. The regular season.
He got the record. He got the record
total season. Yeah.
The total season, including the playoffs.
Didn't Terrell Davis get it in what he had 1 extra game? Technically,
who? Terrell Davis?
Yeah, because Terrell Davis he held the record up until the day, but he did it. But Saquon did it in an extra game. It took him an extra game.
Is that the year Terrell Davis won MVP of the season? MVP of the league?
It may have been. I'm not sure. But
either way.
That's kind of so. I still would say Terrell Davis probably had the best.
So who did Terrell Davis beat with his? Did he beat somebody that was only running 14 games, playing 14 games?
Hold on, they talk about including the playoffs.
He's talking about including the playoffs.
All right, well then but you do know that it used to be like 14.
Oh yeah. I see what Wayne's saying. Wayne's saying he got his record over somebody. Yeah, Wayne said. Yeah, that's a good point though.
It's a good point, but we don't know. But I do know that Terrell did it in one less game.
Who did Terrell beat in the Super? Didn't they beat end of the year? They beat Green Bay in the Super Bowl.
It was either Green Bay or
was it Denver?
The Vikings.
Yeah, it was Denver. Terrell Davis.
No, the Vikings. The Vikings messed up. Who the Vikings lose to?
It was either Green Bay or Atlanta.
It was Atlanta because Atlanta beat the Vikings. So it was either Atlanta or somebody else.
So let's break Saquon's John down. We not only beat the Super Bowl champs, we beat a team that was going for a 3-peat. On top of
that was impressive.
You beat a dynasty. You beat a dynasty. He left his former team, came to the new team, had 2,000 yards. He had 100 yards in 14 games this year. 100 yards in 14 games. Came in monster stats throughout the playoffs. Came in the Super Bowl. One of the reasons why offense was so effective because they was concentrating solely on stopping Quan. That was their whole game plan. To stop Quan. And Jalen said, "Y'all know what? You gonna stop Quan? I'll pop the top." They underestimated how talented Jalen was. But it does hinge a lot on what Saquon did coming in. The impact that he had as soon as he walked onto the field was like that Curry gravity I always talk about that Jimmy Butler is loving so much right now, by the way. But the impact that he had was so devastating that they had to throw them people in the box. The safeties every time was running down to stop Saquon. They could almost, as soon as they knew it was a run play, they was bolting in the for real. We probably could have did a flea flicker and did some damage on one of them jaws because they was keying on Saquon so much. I thought they might hit the Jokers with a flea flicker. But outside of that, I do think personally this might be the best running back season in the history of the game. I know I'm being a little biased, but that's what I'm going with it. That's what I'm going with.
For real, we could have peeled the top off of them all game long.
I agree.
Well, I mean, I guess we had the fact that I do like that they stuck with the run though, the ground pound. at times like to wear them down. Yeah, because it wore them down. But the way that they, like you said, the way they was playing Saquon, we could have broke them off with a couple play action bombs and bombed them away. But I appreciate the fact that they didn't go with that, especially when the defense was playing as well as they was. And did they switch the footballs back? All of a sudden, the kickers could kick again. All of a sudden, Elliott out there just splitting the uprights. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no pressure. Because there's no pressure on him.
It's called locked in. It's called locked in.
Yo,
all them kicks. Listen, all them kicks was pressure because we needed the points. You never knew what Kansas City was going to do. So all them kicks.
There's a bunch of idiots right now that's on the poles. They didn't learn a lesson from the young boy who fell off the pole about 2 weeks ago.
They up on the poles?
They on the poles again.
Did we tell him to chill on the poles? We told him. We told him
get
to
off
chill
the poles, y'all. Get down off the poles.
This has got to be the most idiotic fools. It's like you saw a young boy in his excitement die. You want to do it again?
Lose his life. Lost his life.
Jake Elliott was rolling. Jake Elliott was rolling.
You don't really want you saying that word on YouTube.
The algorithms, they're like, okay. Gotcha.
Listen, I was happy for AJ Brown too.
That don't matter no more.
After AJ Brown got the touchdown, y'all see him pull the book out, the Inner Excellence. Somebody pulled out their pocket.
I seen somebody with the book.
I pulled the book out.
But you see, he was acting a little funny a little bit at one point.
I was about to bring that up. Go ahead, talk about it.
No, I mean, you go ahead. I just saw he was.
You mean that on that play when he had the ball beat and the ball was like 10 yards short, and he came and was
you
like
doing his
No. It was AJ before he got the touchdown. Like he ran and it looked like Hurts lost the ball or something.
No,
and
Hurts
like
didn't have time to really get that pass off. That's what it was.
No. Well, yes and no. It was a miscommunication. I think Hurts was trying to back shoulder him, and he was trying to stretch it way down the field. I think it was communication between the two.
Remember, that's the play you talking about after that play, and then he was.
Yes, when he went to the sideline for some reason. I would love to know what that interaction was about.
But Nick Sirianni, I'll probably never tell you because he's a great coach.
That's true, but I would love to know what it's about. I think Nick Sirianni said something to him first. I think he kind of said something to him like, yo, when it's a hot read because they blitz, they on the play. So he probably was telling him, when it's hot, it's coming out hot. So you should have been ready to turn around to catch the joint short. And AJ was like, man, I do what I do out here. Who you talking to? Type deal. They went back and forth at it. You know what I mean? Type deal. But then it was all hugs. He was the one who dumped the water on him. Smitty dumped the Gatorade on him.
You know why that worked? You know why that worked? You know what dynamic that sounds like?
What's that?
The way the Eagles are. It sound like a family. It sounds like y'all got a bunch of brothers. You know how it is like that. You sit there and you argue it in the heat of the moment. You sit there and argue this, that, and other. This like, yo, you ready to go get something to eat?
We do that every day.
We do it. Yes, we absolutely do it. We do it.
I'm gonna tell you this. That's like a family, but that Kelly Oubre, Joel Embiid wasn't like that.
No, that was different.
Oubre said that's his brother. He don't worry about that.
Listen, hey, Tim put up the stat.
That's what Oubre said.
Tim actually said.
Yeah, Oubre said that. Oubre said that.
He went out your mouth.
Oubre said that's family. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't talking about the Sixers right now. We stop trying to bring the mood down. We basking in the glow. We basking in the glow.
Yo, remember that nutty dude Cam Newton said the Eagles would never make it to the Super Bowl if they was playing in the AFC. The Eagles would go to the Super Bowl more than the Chiefs if they play in the AFC.
Facts.
Division.
Facts.
Buffalo was soft. Houston was that to be Houston and Buffalo. I keep telling people Buffalo didn't have anybody. They didn't. We would have did worse to Buffalo than we did to the Chiefs.
I can agree. I can agree with that. The only thing I think Buffalo might have had, the bull Josh Allen's big and stronger. He could have scrambled. He could have kept a couple plays going just by scrambling alone. Like Mahomes ain't no little dude, but Josh is big and fat. I'll give him credit. That's a fast white dude for a quarterback.
He wouldn't do nothing against it. The way that pocket, the way they was closing that pocket up.
Yeah, he was.
Mahomes out there trying to do that little spin joint he do. He was spinning around. There's another big body just ready to come.
I thought they had a good O-line. I thought they had a good O-line.
They did, but they got a good O-line. We got a great D-line.
We didn't even need the bull from who went to, what's his name? The bull we had last year that went to the Jets. Hassan Reddick.
Exactly. That's why you can't remember his name.
I mean, look.
He would have got, he played himself because you would have got paid. It really would have got you paid.
That's true.
Sometimes
shout out to Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, you definitely did, Tim. You misspelled the name. You got Copper instead of Cooper.
That's disrespectful. You treat me like LeBron.
Philadelphia school district at his finest.
You treat like LeBron did to him and Blankenship when he left him standing there when he dapped up everybody else and they were standing there holding the back. Shout out to LeBron though. Shout out to LeBron. He actually commented on I think it was his TikTok page or his Instagram or something. He said, "Yo, I was just giving shout out to the dudes I know." He was like, "No disrespect to Cooper and all that. You a great player." Yeah, I mean, blah blah blah. Like LeBron gave him love. He kind of redeemed himself and gave Cooper a little bit of love. He said he ain't realized.
He ain't realized the young boy. He ain't realized the young boy was trying to reach out for the pound. He ain't know he left him hanging.
He definitely did. Oh yeah. By the way, you an icon when people doing your celebrations. AJ Brown did the LeBron. He's with the touchdown. He was like,
Ethan almost lost his mind. I know Ethan almost lost his mind.
Yo, that Joe was crazy, man. AJ a dog, man. I got love for the boy AJ. He had a solid game. The touchdown was special. It was beautiful.
But see, this team with
LeBron like a superstar. Remember when there was a Sixers game? AJ was looking at LeBron like he was his daddy.
Yeah. Don't disrespect that man. He was looking at him like they look at LeBron like he's old.
Like this big.
LeBron like Unc now, like he that old head boy who he revere in the game.
He's not Unc. You know what he is? He's what AI said Mike was. Remember when he said when he first faced Michael Jordan, he came and he was like, "Yo, that's really him." He's like, and he got the shoes and everything. Like he got like it's like he said he had an art because this is a dude you grew up watching. Like you're like these young boys grew up watching Brian their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Brian been in the league like 20 years, something like that.
Yeah.
These young boys, you know what I'm saying? They've been watching Brian, you know what I'm saying, since they was like 6. Brian been in the league and was always a big face in the league. So yeah, you imagine they gonna look at that man with amazement.
I know it's too early, but do y'all think the Chiefs can make it back?
They gotta get Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill needs to get back with them.
You taking my swag? Oh, you really take? You what? Really stealing my stuff? Huh?
I gotta say, Ethan, that jacket looking real. That jacket looking real.
You trying to say you see that before?
Ethan looking like a leprechaun.
No, that jacket looking boss. He did say that. He said that on the chat.
The reason why I say is because he's asking he's literally asking them to be traded.
I think the Chiefs can get back, but I don't know, man. Last time we beat the Patriots, we pretty much ended their run. Now, granted, Tom Brady left, and he went Tampa and won. But I think we might have bust them down for a minute. Patrick Mahomes,
the dynasty stoppers. We the dynasty. Yeah,
we are. We might be the dynasty.
It's going to be Baltimore. It's going to be Baltimore coming out of.
I think Baltimore or Buffalo. I think Buffalo going to retool, and I think they're going to come back. You got some young guns over. You got the bull Bo Nix in Denver. He's a gun. He's ready to go. You got Herbert. You got Josh Allen. You still got the bull from Cincinnati. You got Lamar. You got a gauntlet you got to go through to get to the joint. I don't know if it's hard to make those runs year after year and not have that wear and tear on you.
They still got a good defense, though. They got a really good. As long as you got a good defense, you got a shot.
I agree with that.
So I think if they go get a receiver, preferably Tyreek Hill, I think they'd be all right.
Do they got to tighten up the O-line? Because we was...
Bro, you underestimating what our defensive line is.
Trash.
You see what they did in Washington, too? Like that, listen, that defensive line is like
Josh
that.
Sweat really had a good. He really came on strong at the end. He had a good year.
He did the last couple games, especially the playoffs. He said he really, really stepped it up.
Yeah, them contract years is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. When you get on the big stage and you know that money on the line.
It's a lot. I'm telling you, this was a legacy game, a legacy changing game for Hurts, for Sirianni, for Saquon. Saquon, if he don't have a shoe deal already, he probably going to get one. Everybody endorsements are going to be through the roof. I know Jalen already with the Jordan brand.
Oh, yeah, they released that commercial already.
That was hot. That was hot too. They released the commercial. It was hot. This is going to take his endorsements through the roof. He already got the look. Now that he put the game together, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. I'm telling you, it's a legacy-changing game for a lot of people on Philadelphia. Kansas City already got they etched in stone. Like Kelsey and Mahomes and all them, they golden. This ain't really going to hurt what they trying to do. Would have helped. It would have added a little extra to a little cherry on top if they won 3. Yeah, it would have. But it ain't phasing with them main dudes. Got Andy Reid and all them. But this right here is career changing for the Eagles. A lot of.
But you got down Jalen. Remember he got benched in the national championship game went to the Super Bowl, lost that. I mean, this is the ultimate revenge. He beat the team that beat him the last time he was here. I mean, you can't write a better script right now.
Yo, that is true. I mean, I think about Jalen. I think about how he had the screensaver with the confetti, the red, white, and gold confetti falling on him after 2022. And how he used that as motivation. And last year we came back and we was rolling, and then the wheels fell off the bus, and it ended tragically getting destroyed by Tampa Bay. So to come back this year and even come off, start a little slow, 2-2. They showed the stat. They said after that, I think the last game we lost, we went 15-1. And the only team we lost to, Jalen didn't finish the game. So Jalen for real was 15 and he won 15 straight games.
Yeah.
After that. Like, that's crazy.
We didn't get a bye this year, y'all. We did not get a bye.
I'm about to say, yes. To go into the playoffs and have to win 4 games, including the Super Bowl, bro, that's you know how much of a monumental task that is to do that. That was special.
Jalen Hurts, I'm convinced. If you look at sci-fi shows, and they be showing something sometimes they take somebody's personality and put it in a younger body. He's some old man. He's some old dude that was like quarterbacking with. Bro, did you see when they asked him about the music? And he's like, I listen to Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like, Frankie Beverly and Maze was old head stuff for me. Like,
exactly. And I'm like 20 years older than Jalen.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, people.
He got
but I mean, that might be why he's so mature though. Like
I'm gonna go on record right now to say Jalen Hurts is gonna be the next head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, or at some point he's gonna be the head coach of the Eagles.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's gonna be done with football.
I think he'll coach. His brother's a coach. His dad's a coach. He has that coach mentality.
And neither one of them gonna have the money that he got in his bank. He keep playing like this. He just got a big contract. You don't think he's gonna get another great? Why is he gonna come to coach and he be sitting there he's gonna be worth like $1 billion? You talking about him coaching?
I think he's gonna stay around the game. I believe he's gonna be a coach of the Eagles.
So he's gonna want to coach. His knees probably gonna be all banged up because he like to run and everything else. He's gonna be wanting to walk around, limping around, coaching people. Can't stop.
The one person I can see trying to come back and coach because they just love being around the Eagles organization is Brandon Graham. He's gonna come back and try to do something with the Eagles.
I can see that. I can see
that. He ain't ready to leave like that though.
Yo, did you see how close he came to getting that sack? I like that.
Yeah, he was held. He was held.
Wait. That's the other thing I meant to bring up. They was holding every play. Like, you really could have, even when we was killing them with crazy pressure, almost every play, they was holding. I'm sitting there looking at the joint on the replay like, yo, he got him horse collar. Yo, he's sitting there gripping him up like holding him like it's a leash. Like, them dudes was holding like crazy.
Yo, Wayne was hitting on BG too.
I wasn't.
Wayne wasn't. Yes, he was. You was hating on BG.
Wayne, you hating on BG his whole career.
No, y'all want to know what the argument came about BG? No. I said, this is what I said. I said Philly fans overrated him. I said Philly fans was overrated. The Bulls were talking like he Hall of Famer. He gonna be this, that, and other. This was back before we won Super Bowls or anything. And then, like that, remember that year he was leading the NFL in sacks, and y'all was like, see, BG leading the league in sacks. He got 7, and he got no more the rest of the year. So that's where we got into them arguments about that. BG's an outstanding person, and he's worked hard. I don't hate on BG. But to me, he wasn't on that superstar level that a lot of Bulls was trying to talk like he was on.
BG is a Philadelphia treasure.
Yes.
He is a next level prime time. He like Jalen. He a PTP baller. He a prime time in the moment in the when it's time to get down. BG on one arm was literally manhandling the offensive line. He actually picked the play he got held. He picked the ball up literally off his feet. And that's when the ball had to grab him. The ball grabbed him out of pure desperation. Like, hold up, I'm about to get thrown around like a rag doll, and he probably outweighed BG by 30 or 40 pounds or more.
Yeah.
BG is bro, on one arm, this dude he's a Goliath. He a warrior, man. He a gladiator. You gotta be
Eagle icon. I agree.
Yes. And he's a league icon at this point. Everybody know who BG is. Tom Brady got to give BG props. He won the Super Bowl. Everybody know who BG is. Of course,
Tom Brady going to give him props. He strip sacked him.
Yes. BG is a league icon. You know who he is when you see him.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
He's an Eagles ring of honor.
He's an Eagle Hall of Famer.
He should be.
Let me ask you this.
All right, go ahead. I agree.
Let me ask you this. When was y'all comfortable that the game was over? I wasn't comfortable until he threw the pass to Devontae Smith. Then I was like, it was over.
I was comfortable in the second quarter.
Once we hit 40 and it was 5 minutes left, I was cool with. I think it was 40 to.
It took you that long to get comfortable?
Yeah, why
though?
It took me a while. That's
see. That's what we gotta get over this PTSD. Ain't that what they call it? PTSD is something when you suffer from trauma and stuff. We still suffering from that stuff. Our team is a dynasty. We step away from being a dynasty. Y'all gotta get this old Rocky. We're underdog. Get that out your mind. We the big dogs. We the big dogs on the block.
I wasn't happy till we recovered that last onside kick. Then I could breathe.
Why the boy Donald Trump? He said the only one that had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out the stadium. MAGA's very unforgiving.
That's good. I'm glad. I was tired of seeing him. That was one of the best things it was two things that happened before this game. I think that was really instrumental in the refs calling a pretty much fair game. It was so emphasized by social media, by the reporters. They was asking Travis and Patrick Mahomes so much about that. They actually asked Travis Kelce, they said, if you could ask the media a question, what would you ask the media? You know what he said? He said, I would ask them why y'all playing into this ref narrative so much. So that tells me that they was drilling them, dude. It was in his mind. They was drilling. And the league knew. The league understood the assignment as well. Like, yo, if we get, it was so many people on social media that was commenting saying, yo, if they call this game crazy and the Chiefs went off some crazy calls, I'm not watching the game no more.
That is WWE.
Yes. They was talking about boycotting the league. They were talking about how fraudulent the league is going to look. And I'm telling you, they was right. And they that's one thing that really, really helped us when it came to this game being called fair. I'm telling you, because I can see the league wanting to give Patrick that 3-peat.
Because they were talking a lot about this.
Started off with that pass interference on
I know.
On AJ, I was like, here we go. They do that all year. You never see. I've never seen that called this year. I don't know when the last time I even seen something like that called.
I ain't gonna hold you. When we was up 24-0, I thought it was over.
Dang.
In
the second quarter.
Yeah, I thought it was over. Only reason I say because I really believe in how good our defense is. I think it's hard. I think it's hard for some of us to fathom how good this defense is because how bad it was last year. But like the defense has been dominant. Like the last few, like them dudes is dominant, and we up 24-0 on them. For one, Hurts is not the way you lose leads like that is turnovers, and your defense just can't stop nobody. Our defense stop people. And after them first few games of the year, Hurts don't turn the ball over. He's like how he usually does and don't turn the ball over. So I didn't think that I thought we had it in hand.
Did we get the fumble the first play after half? Or we went 3 and out? They went 3 and out.
No, they went. They got the first down, then they went 3 and out.
Yeah. We got it. We got it like they second or third possession, I think.
Okay. Once after half, when I seen how the defense was still playing the same way, I said, yeah, it's over. I said, I got kind of comfortable.
And I'm telling you, we'd had 2 Super Bowls by now, and we had that same defense, man. That defense was the difference maker. They made the huge difference.
But I think we should. I think we would have still won with that defense we had if that field wasn't the way it was. I would never. You would never make me believe that wasn't a fix when the guy that was handling the field was a lifelong Chiefs fan that was retired, and this was the last game he was doing. And it just so happened that none of the Eagles' speed rushers, which was our strength at that time, couldn't get any kind of traction and footing. Nah, I ain't buying that.
How do y'all feel about Kendrick's performance?
I didn't even watch it.
It was okay. It got better near the end. Kendrick's cool. Unless you really, really a Kendrick fan. To me, he got too many. He got too many West Coast beats. He got a lot on West Coast beats. They just don't hit.
I mean, I like Kendrick.
If you're a Kendrick fan, you was in your own world tonight. Tonight was what you love.
You got to be a Kendrick fan to be really, so.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I know I'm team Kendrick.
That mainstream.
I'm team Kendrick when it comes to the whole Drake thing, but all honesty, Drake probably would have put a better performance on because he got better songs.
He got more hits.
Yeah, Drake got a lot of hits. But I agree. The only one that everybody really got hyped with is 2 songs I like from Kendrick, and that's obviously They Not Like Us and the other John DNA. He got this pretty hot. I use that in my on my workout playlist. Is kind of bumping a little bit. But for the most part, I agree that the halftime show was very mid. It was mid.
I mean, I like a lot.
Honestly, Lil Wayne would have put a bet. Lil Wayne got more hits. They should have. They should have went with Lil Wayne. To be honest with you, I think he's more international. He got more songs. He got more hits. There's no way I would take Lil Wayne.
I mean, he's a better rapper.
I agree with that. I mean,
when he enunciating his words,
Kendrick is borderline. I guess they kind of both a little mumble. Kendrick is borderline mumble rapper too. Like a lot of stuff he was saying, I couldn't really understand what he be saying because he raps so fast. And that's what I was saying. Remember we were talking about the They Not Like Us song. It's the same thing. But if you had the opportunity to get either Lil Wayne or Kendrick, and you go with Kendrick, I'm very surprised by that choice. Very surprised.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jay-Z decision. I mean, I'll support Kendrick. You cool?
I mean, he's hot. He's hot. So you go with the hot. You know, he went with the hot item, man. He's the hot ticket.
But is he world renowned hot or cultural hot? He like hip hop hot.
I mean, the Drake beef, you know, he had the most streams and played songs and all that, so that just it blew him up.
You know, in this era, all you gotta do is have one little thing go. But I mean, anything with beef sells. Look at that, the 50 Cent that made a career on that stuff, just doing a whole bunch of hating. He start fake beefs with artists so that he can get them paid. Like,
shout out to Irv Gotti too. Rest in peace. Well.
Oh yeah,
he's not world renowned. K Dot is not world renowned like that. It's people who don't even know. I guarantee you, it's probably like 30% of the audience who didn't have
world renowned. Is Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
that's world renowned.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of people who didn't know who Kendrick Lamar was.
He's not on.
I mean, they probably do now because of the whole Drake thing. Because Drake is well known like that. Whenever some kind of beef with Drake, everybody that follows Drake is listening to.
They heard one song. They don't heard the one song.
Just one record of the year.
But you're not just saying one song. Yeah, it's not just about one song. Yeah, I mean, he got some real good songs out there. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I agree with you. It's not as popular as these other guys. But once you get a beef with him. Like for real, when Meek Mills got into that beef with Drake, that blew him up some because Drake is one of them kind of stars that transcends everywhere. He's like everywhere. He's like an international dude. So then if you got somebody dissing them and they going through a little beef with each other, it draws attention to the other person. And I think Kendrick Lamar got some of that attention.
We still need one response though before we move on. Ethan, where's your apology for Jalen Hurts?
I agree.
Where's your apology for Nick Sirianni?
I had to agree with that.
Apologize to that man.
I agree with that. You got to apologize because you came at Nick. You came at Jalen a little too hard, a little too long. So pause.
Pushed Jalen to greatness. That's what we do on this podcast, man. We do a couple things. We push people out, like we push Ben Simmons up out of here. He's no good, and we push people like Jalen Hurts to greatness. You know my next. What I'm gonna do next? Push Joel Embiid about the city.
He's going to Cameroon.
Hey, look, the Bambo. We always giving credit to a black man who does something monumental like the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, in all honesty, you could have got somebody else who was a brother, who was a foundational, who could have did just as good, if not better. I just don't think he has enough bangers in his arsenal to carry the weight of a Super Bowl halftime show, and that's why that joint looked and sounded like it did. It really, the only joint that you heard the crowd really get hype on was Not Like Us. That is his one go-to song right now. That's really that. Now that joint, if you want to say that joint has a level of notoriety, yes, it does. That song, but I can guarantee there's a lot of people who don't even know who's the singer, who's the artist that made the song. I'm telling you, people who know the song who be like, and they be like, yeah, Kendrick Lamar. They be like, oh, who Kendrick Lamar? What song he singing? They be like, Not Like Us. Oh, okay, yeah, I know you're talking about. I'm telling you, he's good.
For your casual Super Bowl watcher, usually the ladies, they don't watch football all year long, but for the Super Bowl, everybody come together. If you want somebody that had a lot of commercial hits that you hear while you at the gym or at the market or something, then Drake would probably be your guy. But if you just a hip hop, if you just like hip hop music, then you know Kendrick, and you know what all his albums, his success. But if you just an average person, you would want.
There's a lot of songs. Think all the songs that you know the artists. Like songs that we heard as young bulls and stuff like that, and you be like, "Oh, the artist." They're like, "Oh, it's Journey." You're like, "Oh, okay, all right." But you done listen to the song all your life. It's a lot. That's how that not like us is. That joint is like that to a lot of people. They know the song, but don't even really know his music. They don't know Kendrick like that. You know what I'm saying? But I've been listening to Kendrick for a couple years. I know some of it. Like I said, I got some of the joints in the playlist off his albums and something like that. But he just, to me, he don't got enough bangers to hold the weight of a Super Bowl halftime performance. He's not like some of the greatest performers. Beyonce, Usher did a solid job last year. A lot of people, Usher been making music for the last 20 years. Now, you want to talk about world renowned? Usher world renowned. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody like that.
This is the difference, right? Kendrick Lamar has like 18 million followers on Instagram. Drake got like 140.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And he probably got some more of them followers. He probably got some more after the beef with Drake.
Yes, exactly.
I agree.
It's different. Just saying, it's a difference.
It's levels to this. Yeah, it's levels to this. It's levels to this. So, I shot him out. I'm glad. He probably got a little bit more notoriety from doing it, but to me, it just wasn't a memorable performance. By next year, you're gonna be asking who did the halftime show from last year.
But listen, this I ain't gonna lie. I'm exhausted.
I agree, Jedi Joy.
I'm mentally drained right now. I ain't even do nothing physical, but it felt like I just finished playing a 60-minute football game.
I still agree with y'all. What y'all said earlier that the game, the NFC Championship game, was more stressful, and that Rams game was more stressful.
The Rams game was
the Rams wasn't the championship game, was it?
No, that was the game. The Rams game
to me were more stressful than the Super Bowl.
That Rams game took about 2 years off my life, bro. That joint was highly.
It did.
I ain't gonna hold you. The way we played in them two games actually made me not. I really felt like we was way better than the Chiefs. Like I felt like our team was that. Like y'all said, we all agree that the Chiefs shouldn't even have been there. I don't think the Chiefs was the best team in the AFC. They shouldn't have been there. They got a lot of help this season. I'm looking at the Eagles. The Eagles got a complete team. It's going to be interesting to see who we could keep next year, and who goes. But it seems like how we still making the good deals. We getting free agents. We getting drafting well and everything else. Like the Eagles looking like a well-oiled machine right now. They got a lot of youth on this team.
No injuries. That's what helped us.
No, but they actually did. But we did have some injuries this year, and guys stepped in and took up.
We didn't get injuries to our major. We didn't get injuries to like Saquon. Hurts had an injury, but he was cool. AJ kind of bounced back, so we were relatively healthy.
Our secondary got banged up. Our secondary got banged up a lot.
I think Quinion Mitchell and Cooper Dejean missed the game.
But Dejean didn't start the season. He wasn't the starter, wasn't he? Wasn't Maddox or something?
Yeah,
and then we had a couple of other cornerbacks. Didn't we have a couple of backs?
No, Quinion started every game except I think he got.
I said Dejean. I said Dejean.
Cooper didn't start. Cooper started when Maddox started.
Cooper didn't come until after we was 2-2. Then after that bye, then he started starting after that.
Yeah, you know what? We had guys had to step in. Look at our linebackers. Our top linebacker went out.
I know. Just stepped in. Our top linebacker was Zach Baun. He started the season.
Well, you talking about the Kobe Dean?
I'm talking about Dean.
Kobe Dean's not our top linebacker, but
Kobe Dean was Kobe Dean. He's a starter.
But
I agree with linebacker. But I would agree with Ethan. We didn't get hit with the injury bug. Every year you're gonna have some people go out here and there. But like Detroit got hit with the injury bug. Detroit, San Fran, they got killed. So
you lost BG. We lost BG.
Yeah, listen, you're right. When he came back, he played in the Super Bowl. But I will say this, and this is why other fans of the Packers, the Rams, and the Commanders cannot be mad. I remember I was listening. They was after we beat the Packers, Green Bay fans was destroying Jordan Love. They was furious, but they didn't realize how good this Eagles defense was. They actually, after seeing this, all them other teams we beat should be encouraged. because they didn't get beat nowhere near the level of what we just did to Kansas City.
Well, the Commanders did.
No, but Commanders actually was in that game was closer to the third. We broke that game open in the third. This game was never really close outside of the first quarter.
Yeah.
For real, you think about it. Yeah. Remember, the Commanders game was close into the third, then all of a sudden they started turning over, they fumbled, and that joint just got crazy out of hand for a second. This game was and Wayne is right, to Wayne's credit. Wayne sent the text that said, and I think it was the second quarter, he sent that text and said, we got a dynasty. That's when we was up 24-0. This game was over by halftime for real.
In order for us to do how we got to do what he's been doing over the years, he got to set the market for everybody. He did the way he's been doing it is he's been signing his players first before everybody else signed their players, and then he sets the market for everybody. When he got Jalen for $250, and all of a sudden everybody else was getting $260, $270. Everybody was getting that money. Same way he did with AJ last year, set the market for AJ as a number one, and then everybody else got 120, 130, but AJ got like the 95. He did the same thing with Devontae. He got to set the market early for Baun. If he wants his players, get it early, and then he'll be able to get everybody at the price that he wants them to give.
Letting Reddick walk was actually a good move too. Letting Reddick walk and clearing that $15 million.
That was up until today's game. That was kind of suspect. I wasn't confident.
I agree. I mean, now that we won, you can say that
Smith wouldn't have been getting that burn. Smith Jr. played his behind off in the playoffs.
He did.
But I mean, Reddick did have last year.
So you telling me you think Smith Jr. is necessarily was going to be better than what Reddick would have been with this same line?
I mean, the Eagles must have had something in mind because they got Reddick out of here. They didn't pay him.
Yeah, no. I think that the Eagles know that they're pretty good at finding talent. The Eagles know that they're pretty good at getting talent, and and like Tim just said, the Eagles pay the dudes that they to your point too though. Is something in him where they didn't think like this was a dude that deserved the big money, or they may have felt that they had, or it's other guys that they may have had that they felt they had to give that money to.
We did the same thing. We did the same thing to CJ GJ and had to bring him back because we had to eat crow.
So wait. You saying we had to bring him back, but he was happy to come back. That's another testament to the organization.
We
still needed him. We still made him back.
We won. We don't need. Hold on. First of all, we don't need to bring Reddick back if we can get Myles Garrett.
My point is sometimes you get fortunate and do step up and become big. At least Reddick, you knew what you had in the sign Reddick. He was a baller. So I'm not going to be like how he making all the moves right because he got rid of CJ and we stunk last year in the secondary, and CJ one of the reasons why we actually got a good defense because you had to bring him back. So whether he wanted to be back or not, you still needed CJ on his team. So was it a good move now in hindsight? Yeah, it was a good move. But at the time, I'm not convinced that it was a good move that he knew so that he was so visionary in his vision that he made the correct call.
Because well, guess what? No matter what, they handle stuff the right way where they got the organization where these people want to come back and play here. Even when dudes leave. Go ahead.
This is my thing, though. If they make a mistake, they realize it. You see Bryce Huff ain't played today. They realize they made a mistake.
He's cut. He won't be back next year. They didn't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Eagles, evidently, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving Laurie credit. First of all, Laurie, but then in how they built this environment where the team has fun. They put talent on it. First of all, the most important thing. But then the dudes have fun. Like they even going out and getting like AJ, who got some camaraderie with Jalen. Like they going out and getting guys that's comfortable with each other and having them, run on a team. And that's why the team to me is like a family. It was like that on the last Super Bowl run too. Remember the Eagles team was having the fun celebrations and all that.
Yeah, I mean, you know
this organization is run very well.
Hey, Sholo man, we got to bring back Milton Williams. He's a monster. He the one who got the strip sack. Josh Sweat, you got to bring him back. These dudes you do got to bring. I mean, now, hopefully.
Baun is the most important. Is Baun the most important one to sign?
Baun is definitely most important because he should have won. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
But hopefully you could get him on a pretty reasonable deal and stretch that cap a little bit. Because ultimately, like Tim is saying, and y'all said before, you're gonna have to pay to keep talent, and that's why it's hard to go back year after year. Because once everybody ball out, then everybody won contracts. So
this is what I do like about the Eagles, though. I think it was Saquon that said, at first he kind of didn't like Nick Sirianni.
He did.
They beat the Eagles in the playoffs, and he had Sirianni making that face.
You mean Eagles beat the Giants?
Yes, Eagles. I'm mad. Eagles beat the Giants, and Nick Sirianni was making that face. He kind of didn't like him, when he first came here. But he said, "Do this yourself." And if you get fired for being yourself, then it is what it is. And that's what that's what I'm telling Tim.
No. What he said was, he said, "You're not gonna get fired for being yourself."
Yes, you're not gonna be fired for being yourself. You're gonna get fired for losing games. Yes. Now be yourself. But this is my thing. Don't try to be. I like Nick because he don't try to be nothing else. He is who he is, and he's true to himself, regardless if you like it or you don't. Remember, he first came in the press conference, they killing him and trying to rip him. His first, Tim was all on that too, posting all these articles about Nick Sirianni's press conference and everything like that. That's not going to decide if, look, see how he ran out of here? That's not going to decide if you win or lose games because of how you are at a press conference.
You was hating, Tim. He right. You was doing a lot of hating on my boy Nick. You was.
He mad. Listen, while we here, before Tim come back, Jalen Hurts, my man, Jalen Hurts. You my man. You my man. Top 5 QB in the league. Top 3 QB in the league, Jalen Hurts, man.
Hey, Brock, listen, man, I seen you come on there. You said how we feeling. We feeling good, man. This is a celebration. This win is for Philadelphia fans. I'm going to hit it one time before we roll. I don't know if y'all ready to roll yet, but I'm going to hit it one time.
Yeah. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Now my something wrong with my system is I guess everybody on the internet right now. But listen, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be following the Sixers after this. But
listen, tell your friends about us. Hey Tim, by the way, you gotta hook us up with a TikTok page, man. I know a lot of people watch stuff like this on TikTok. We gotta get that TikTok working, y'all. As soon as we get that TikTok up, we're gonna tell y'all. Now that Trump got the TikTok, save TikTok. We got to get that TikTok working. We gotta get it working. That's where we at.
Once we find
thanks for the support. Y'all been with us the entire season. We appreciate the love. I mean, we pretty much like family now, y'all. So appreciate the regulars on here. Every week y'all come in here, y'all support us. We appreciate y'all.
Yo, like Ethan said, what we might try to do is pin drop a location where the parade gonna be at. I mean, even if we not necessarily right at the parade, if we like at a bar somewhere around, we're close to it. I was at the parade in 2017. It was packed. I don't know if I feel like dealing with that amount of a crowd again. I might be on the outskirts of the parade or somewhere where it flow through. But yeah, I went all the way down to the art museum, man. And I couldn't even see nothing. I was surrounded by people. People was in there throwing up and all kind of stuff. Boys getting drunk. It was crazy. I don't know if I'm going to be that close to the action this year, to be honest with you. But if we all get together, we're going to pin drop. If y'all want to, holler at us. We that Barry Bob in person, man. Get to meet y'all. That'd be cool, man. So we'll make it happen. We'll do something.
I'm taller in person than I am in real life.
All right, y'all. We out. Appreciate the love.
Hey, bro, we've been on for an hour, man. We've been on for an hour, bro. We got to go back.
I said that right.
Go watch the